Yo, what up, though? What up, though? Welcome to the Poe Report. Welcome to the Poe Report. And right now we have in the building a dope chef, a dope chef. And man, he started his journey. Him and his wife, they met in culinary school and then built their business. Man, he built his signature dip, and then he went on and started his own restaurant. You know, this guy, he didn't cook for the Obamas, and he's been on Food Network channels and he's been doing his thing, and he's been my dog since high school. Mumford's own, my dog, Chris Moore. What up, dog? Owner of Chef Flavas. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here, man. Listen, I'll be freestyling these introductions a little bit, so if I was a little sloppy at it, you know what I mean? My fault.
You're fine,
what up, though? You know what I mean? I'm gonna start like this. Who is Chris Moore, Chef Flavas?
Okay. Chris Moore is an ambitious, intelligent, caring individual. I'm a diehard culinarian. Since I was 8, 9 years old, I wanted to be a chef. Watching my mom, my dad, my auntie, uncle, everybody have a love for culinary arts, it sparked my interest at a young age. So I'm 11 years old, trying to cook hard. Trying to make food my mom, grandpa, and everything else, and that's where the journey started.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your love of cooking came from cooking with your parents.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember I was 12, 13 doing cooking competitions at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Who make the best macaroni? Who make the best turkey? And just loving that experience. And I just stayed true to it and followed it, to the best of my ability.
Right. Okay. So I remember, bro, in high school, man. Like I said, we went to Mumford High School in Detroit, Michigan, West Side. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Old Savage, baby.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
So I remember we used to play football.
Yes, sir.
So what made you transition from sports to cooking?
Man, to be honest, I got into sports, man, because I wanted to get a homecoming free. I didn't really care too much about it. Sports was just a phase for me. I was just something to do in pastime, until I figured out what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
Because I played sports, but I didn't really have a super deep love for it like I do in the culinary arts world. You know what I mean? So that was more so a short-lived experience where, I just did that for I was in high school, and after high school, then that's my real journey of life started,
Okay. That's what's up, man. So, did anybody in your family cook a lot and pass that down to you?
Yeah, so like my mom had a catering company called Hunger Pants. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So I was up under, I was a mama's boy, So, anytime she cooked for people, I used to be her dishwasher, a self-appointed sous chef. So I used to be up under her, whatever she's doing, I'm watching, paying attention. And that's when everything started in my love for, food and culinary arts and just love from great experience, great expressions when people try your food and it's good. You know what I mean? Because like you make some good food to a person, they're gonna treat you good. You know what I mean? You make some good, you know what I mean? You're gonna be treated like royalty. And I guess I love the feeling of being appreciated, from that aspect. So culinary arts became my world.
Okay. And so your wife is from Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you met Regina, that's her name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you met Regina in culinary arts school. Can you share a little bit about, that partnership and how your like individual backgrounds and skills blended together and made Chef Flavas? Because I know you're from Detroit and she's from Memphis. So how did you guys put all of that Southern and Midwest style together to make Chef Flavas?
Yes, sir, 100%. So, we started off, we met in culinary school, as you said. I seen her in orientation, and I'm like, that woman bad, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I gotta talk to her, So, I ended up talking to her, having a conversation, tell her, hey, I can cook for you, help you out with class, whatever, Then we end up, just hitting it off, having a great time, doing some great things. We started off doing catering in culinary school. We had a good friend, shout out to Precious, with Fabulous Favorites and Friends in Memphis. She put us on our first catering job we had together as a unit. And we did a catering job, and we had extra food left from that catering job. So we had macaroni, we had chicken and green beans. So I'm like, I didn't feel comfortable throwing the food away or anything like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go around the city and sell the food. Regina's from Memphis, so she knew everybody from the city, what neighborhoods to go to, who would buy, and everything else. So she came around and was like, "Hey, we got some food to sell." We were selling $6 dinners, you know what I mean, doing deliveries. We went to barbershops and salons. Everybody loved it. We had two bedroom apartment. Everybody loved it. People asked us to come back the next day. And then we started doing like exotic food, stuffed meatballs, and people started requesting things and just getting, super, super large. Like within 5-6 months, we end up having a restaurant.
Yeah.
So we end up opening up a restaurant down in Jackson Ave in Memphis, and called More Food Catering. But at the time, business grew so fast, and I didn't really have enough business sense. I didn't know how to be able to, handle business, structure business the right way. Because I think I might have been 26, 27 at the time, and I'm still trying to learn about life, and it ended up felt in like a year, But what's the good thing is the first day we opened up the building, I had like $64 in my name because just opening up the building cost way more than I expected. I'm thinking I can just, because somebody else had the building, I could turn it over to my name and it's going to be an easy process. But when the code inspection came down and they gave me a whole bunch of things I had to fix prior to come into the building, but I had like $64, $74, and made it last almost about a year, just with determination.
Yeah.
And after that, we kind of let that go, and I went to the culinary field. I worked for Nike. I was a chef. I started there at Nike as a temp because when we closed the restaurant.
Hold on, Nike. You was a chef at Nike?
Yes, sir.
The shoe?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was a chef down there.
How does that work?
Well, they got a few hubs in Memphis. We got 2 hubs in Memphis where the warehouses. They got personal chefs. They got chefs, to feed their staff over there. So, but they started a relationship with Nike. I didn't have any money. When we closed out the restaurant, I was dead broke. You know what I mean? I had no money to pay my cell phone bill. And they got temp agencies in Memphis, So I'm looking around for a temp agency just to pay my cell phone bill so I can keep on moving. And I found one just randomly, you know what I mean? And they end up having food service contract with Nike. So I started over there as a temp, just to, as a cook, get paid like $8 an hour, $9 an hour, because if I work 10 hours, I can get enough to pay my cell phone bill and I keep on moving. That was my intention. But I worked so hard, the people down there noticed me. And after like 2-3 days working for them, they end up hiring me in there full time, because they wasn't even supposed to do that. They were supposed to wear like a 6-month rule before they get hired. But they like how it works so much. They end up cashing out the temp agency for me to be able to work for them. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, I got like 3-4 promotion there within like the 2 years, I was working down there. I ended up getting fired over some bullshit, man. I ended up getting fired. I didn't take my employees out to the strip club one day, man. And I gave them about $200, man. I bought bottles, man, everything, man. I had like $200, man. I had bottles, everything. My wife was telling me, like, you don't need to go out there, employees. I'm like, man, no, we about to go have a ball. You know what I mean? Worked hard. I'm going to show them love, man. And bought some bottles, gave us some money and shit. The GM found out about it, man, and got fired, whatever the case is.
Somebody told.
Man, everybody the job, man. Everybody the job was talking about that bad boy. Like the next day, like, man, it was like, hey, just get it cracking, you know what I mean?
Oh, hell no.
And I get fired, but God works in mysterious ways because I was actually on my way to go to Google Data Center to be the executive chef. I was going to have my own facility over there, and I was going to be the executive chef. And to be honest, that company treated me so good, I probably never left, and it would have been no Chef Flavas. You know what I mean? So I went through that situation for a reason. Because after that, I went to Mark the Vineyard that's when I was able to cook for the Obamas. Then I was able to go on Chopped and Food Network. Then I was able to, create Chef Flavas. Then get the partnership with Walmart, Kroger.
Yeah, we need to talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So, what's the story behind the name Chef Flavas? Where did you get that name from?
Man. The crazy thing is, right, we started this company initially we had a company called Chef Flavas. Chef Flavas was a THC infused condiment brand where we had infused hot sauce, honey gold, syrup, cocktail mix, you know what I mean? And man, great brand, but it just takes so much money to get in the markets, because, federally it's not regulated, so it's kind of hard to do advertisement for different places. You're not working with a lot of money, it's hard to get in the game. So, but when we had Chef Flavas, a lot of customers thought that that's the only thing we did. We had a lot of people turning us down from big parties because they thought that Chef Flavas, we only did THC infused foods. I'm like, I can do anything. So I'm like, let me create a company to, still bring the following I had with Chef Flavas over, but transition so they don't think there's no THC involved, involved. Yeah. So I'm like, let's do a Chef Flavas. I'm chef, let's call it Chef Flavas. This is my foods, So I went from Flavas to Chef Flavas. And at that time, right after we made that transition, during the time it was a pandemic. You know what I mean? So people wasn't, that stay 6 feet away rule and all the other stuff. As far as an in-home chef and all the other type of stuff, the food service that we did, that sales got super low. So I'm like, how do we get inside of the store? I mean, got to get in people's pockets. Almost, how do we get to our customers, if you will, without actually being there? You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's go to the grocery store. So I'm like, let's come in with the spinach artichoke because right at the time, that was one of the best things that everybody raved about.
Right.
In fact, when my wife first met this, when she first tried our spinach dip, she's like, this dip is gonna make you famous. This is before we was dating. We wasn't official. I made her a sandwich, remember I told you I cooked for her and all the other stuff. I brought out the dip for her, and she tried it. She like, this dip is gonna make you famous. And about 10 years later, is doing that, You got me traveling across the world. I mean, we're across the country right now, but soon to be the world, putting in different stores. So it's been a great experience.
That's what's up, man. So I heard, you started selling dinners out of a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, sir.
So what was that initial hustle like, man, in the beginning stages of your career?
Yes, sir.
I mean, what was
man,
that like?
It was, I had to have a lot of faith. I mean? I had to know that this is where my life was going because it was painful. It was one of those growing pain type of situations where like, I know this is going to be beneficial for the long term, but I had to miss a couple meals. I had to miss out on different parties. I had to sit out on a few things. I couldn't get fresh like I wanted to. I couldn't buy this like I wanted to because I know I had to buckle down and invest as much as I can to be able to, get what I want long term. So it was like a growing and stretching process. You know what I mean? So like entrepreneurship in itself is just like growing. You know what I mean? It's just you realize yourself. You know what I mean? It's reflective of who you are, your habits, and everything you are. You know what I mean? This person, your business is gonna be this way. You know what I mean? And I've been, just been learning myself and growing a bit. It definitely stretched my mind to understand and deal with my problems and things that I, just deal with a lot of things that I wasn't, facing.
So did you go through this? Because I'm going through this right now, starting my own business.
Yes, sir.
So did you go through the point where you be like, man, I'm putting money into this shit, but right now I'm not getting the money back that I want right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right. And that to be honest, that's with food and food service individuals, the profit margin is super, super low because a lot of people, I've done that for years, where I put money into the food industry. I end up going backwards on different events, you know what I mean, just because I wanted people to be taken care of. But I had like almost like a paradigm shift where I had an epiphany where like, I know I got these talents. Let me find a way how to monetize it. You know what I mean? Let me figure out, because the first way I did it where we did like event and decor planning. First we started off with catering. I noticed I didn't make that much profit doing straight catering. So I'm like, let me add another element to this. So we did event and decor planning. So we charged $250 off rip just to do any form of, decor. You know what I mean? So I know for sure I'm getting profits. You know what I mean? Then after that, the ways to better add profit margin and everything else kind of built, you know what I mean? Once I changed my mind, you know what I mean? I realized that all I got to do is just change where I'm at mentally, you know what I mean? It's going to come, you know what I mean? Because it's just, you probably just, like for me, I know I was just going the wrong way. I had good intentions, but I was just going the wrong way about it, you know what I mean? Because it's about dollars and cents at the end of the day, because that's the way you got to keep your business going, you got to live your life and stability. So you got to, figure out a way to, use whatever you're talented at and find a way to monetize it, because there's so many different ways nowadays.
Right.
Like we just did a coloring book, you know what I mean? We just did a coloring book, you know what I mean? Just because, we just trying to touch every single way, you know what I mean? If any way I can make some form of residual money, but I don't have to be there, physically be there, you know what I mean? I want to touch it, you know what I mean? So I can keep on making my earned income, you know what I mean?
What's the name of the coloring book and where can they find it?
Called Chef Flavas Coloring Book. You find it on Amazon. We also sell on our website, chefflavas.store. So we sell it in one of our restaurants in Bartlett, Tennessee.
Okay, you said one of my restaurants. You feel me? My dog hustling straight from Detroit, baby. You know what I'm saying? All right. So tell me about your experience on Food Network. Mind you, my dog, man, I seen him on Food Network on Chop, and I'm like, dog is getting it, man. So how did you get on that television show and your experience working on there? It's a two-man question. You feel me?
Understood. So, man, the crazy thing about that was I applied for Chopped in 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing from them until 2015. And it was like, hey, I want you to reapply. You know, it was like, we haven't forgot about your application. I want you to reapply. Mm-hmm. So I reapplied to them. Then they pulled my application. So they pulled my application. They told me they want me to come down there and everything else. At the time, my mom, and I was going to do the episode together. You know what I mean? And right before my mom passed, they released my episodes. You know what I mean? Released my episode. So they were going to come back to me later on and do it. Then like 3 weeks, 4 weeks after my mom passed, they called me back like, hey, you know, we want you and your mom to do it, but I told them that she ain't there and everything else. So, but they still end up airing my episode after that. But the experience, I was kind of, it happened so fast, you know what I mean? Like, right, you know what I mean? Probably like a month and a half, 2 months after she passed, I was on the show. I wasn't there mentally, you know what I mean? So I ended up going there. I wasn't focused. I didn't even prepare. I didn't even cook no foods, you know what I mean? Because my mom, she was you know, she the one who showed me how to do it, you know what I mean? And losing her from it, you know what I mean? It kind of threw me off, you know what I mean? Then I cut my hand on the show and shit, you know what I mean? But I was fucked up. I was messed up from it for like 2-3 months. I was depressed, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's my one opportunity. I done blew it, you know what I mean? Not focused and everything else. But thankfully, one of the people from the Food Network reached out to the people, you know, one people from in Martha's Vineyard reached out to one of the connections from the Food Network show. And they liked me, my story and everything else. And that's how I ended up getting to Martha's Vineyard to Better Cook for Obama's, you know what I mean? So it ended up being one of the painfully beautiful experiences where, you know what I mean? I ended up messing myself up, but ended up getting some great situation from it.
He be telling some stories before I could get to him. You know what I mean? Your mama's story.
I'm sorry, man.
But man, damn, bro, you lost your mom, bro, and then you had to cook. So, you know, I recently lost my mom 2 years ago, bro. And that shit was the worst fucking pain.
Man, I done have a shot for her, man. That shit tough.
Yeah, man. And dog, I'm still a little fucked up by it, dog. Yeah. And the crazy part is, when I lost my mom, bro, I changed. Like I was talking to, I don't know, my son's mom. She was there for me. She was always there for me, always trying. But I was talking to her crazy, bro. I wasn't there mentally, dog. I was snapping on people, but 100%. Nigga, my mom passed, but my mom and my grandma both raised me. Yeah. They both died a year apart. My grandma died, then a year later, my mama died. It's just, my mom died out of nowhere, bro.
Jeez,
you feel me? So that shit really messed me up, dog. And I'm still messed up about it, dog. So losing a parent, do you ever get over that pain, bro?
Man. But to be honest, like, man, I know my mom with me. You know what I mean? Because, like, when my mom passed, every door that I wanted unlocked. You know what I mean? Like, I think she living her life through me, man, because like everything, like I was able, even when I did my business plan, I told myself I wasn't getting into Walmart until 5 years after I started my business, just because the process is so hard. 6 months after we opened up Chef Flavas, we was able to get into Walmart. You know what I mean? And this is right after my mom passed. You know what I mean? I was able to, you know, go. Like I say, I told you right after she passed, I was able to go to, you know, go on Chopped, on Food Network Chopped. I was able to go in Martha's Vineyard, you know what I mean? Everything that I've been wanting to do, she been making it happen for me, you know what I mean? So like, I know my mom is with me, you know what I mean? Because the spiritual life is real, you feel me? So her moving in the spirit, she's unlocking doors, you know? So I'm just making sure that I'm representing her well, and I don't miss her as much because I know I'm doing what she want me to do, you know? I hear her say, good job, boy, proud of you, you know what I mean? I hear her saying that, you know? So I'm doing what I gotta do to make her proud, make the family proud, you feel me?
The first year, was it hard?
Yeah, of course it was hard, you know what I mean? But, you know, but in there, my mom realized I still got stuff I gotta take care of. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she gonna be here. You feel me? She like in the spirit. But once I kept moving, that's when she was able to work. You know what I mean? She can't work if you ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? You here just depressed and sad and all the other stuff. She can't work and make things happen for you. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is get out there and do it, and she gonna make things work for you. You feel me? So. And once I realized that, I just put my all in it, you know what I mean? Put my all in the life, you know what I mean? And just, try to represent her through my works, you know what I mean?
And that's how I felt. Because somebody told me that too. They were like, bro, Just keep going, bro, and
Yeah.
your mom gonna shine and make sure your work speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I was just in a you know what I mean? I was just in a depressed point where I was drinking a lot, smoking a lot,
Yes, sir.
not taking care of myself. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I said, man, I feel too that there's a better place other than this motherfucker, dog. You feel me?
Sure, for sure.
And once we do leave, we probably won't want to come back. We'll probably be like, this where I need to be. You know what I mean? Not saying, you know what I mean? Knock on wood, it ain't happening no time soon. But you know what I mean?
I definitely feel that.
Yeah, so when's the time that you realized, the moment that you realized Chef Flavas could be more than just a local company, man, that you could be nationwide?
I always knew that I was here something grand, you know what I mean? So I've always known it, to be honest. You know, I just didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that, you know, I was going to, you know, reach a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it just been happening. Like even on my profile on my Facebook, I didn't have it for years. It says Global Ambitions, you know what I mean? Before I even started Chef Flavas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, like I didn't, you know, this has been me for a long time. It's been coming to fruition lately. I had to put the work in first, you know.
Put the work in first.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you cook for the Obamas.
Yes, sir. I did. Yes, sir.
So how did you cook for how did you get that opportunity, and what was that experience like cooking for the Obamas? Did you cook directly for Barack?
Oh, well, when I was in Martha's Vineyard, I worked at a restaurant called Atlantic Fish and Chop House.
Yeah.
And they own a house. They bought a house the same year I got down there, like $20 million, you know, maybe 25, 30 minutes away. They're frequently, you know, before I even came down there, they frequently came down to the restaurants, you know, to visit and support and everything else. So I was able to, when they came down there, I was a chef over in the kitchen, you know, so I was you know, the head honcho to be able to organize their food, appetizer, entree, dessert, you know, and make sure they had it. They rented up the restaurant had two different locations. Like one is like for the general public, and the top floor was more so for like the VIP customers because it was a real high profile restaurant, and they had the whole restaurant filled up. You know, it had 30 security guards checking everything. You know what I mean? So it was like for me, it was a great experience because I had that on my bucket list to be able to prepare food for them, you know what I mean, since when they got in the office in 08, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna cook for the Obamas one day, you know what I mean? To be able to have that, it was just like an honor, and it gave me a sense of security, like I'm going the right direction, you know, because the things that I've been saying I want to do and what I did, I didn't touch them all, you know, I done ran out of stuff to think about to do, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out more and more stuff to do because I know my potential, I know what I gotta keep on moving, you know what I mean? Right. You know, just been a great experience all around.
Great experience. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I know you got to get out. We got about 20 more minutes till 1:30. So you know we're gonna try and get these questions out the way. My dog got to get back on the road right from Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
We got delivery. We got a delivery for Walmart to Export, Michigan, and Ohio. Yes, sir. So we got to deliver to Auburn, Indiana. They're gonna be distributed to all the Walmarts in Michigan and Ohio.
Man, you see that? And I'm getting the interview. Before he's worldwide. Yeah, I'm getting the interview. You know what I'm saying? My dog doing it, man, and I'm proud, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, bro, like cooking for the Obamas, man, and you coming from Memphis High School, inner city kid, bro, is a blessing, bro. Because I know a lot of people that we went to high school with and we grew up with, bro, that ain't even here, just scurry down the wrong road, bro. So what kept your head on a swivel? Like, I'm not gonna go down this road.
Yes, sir.
I'm going down this road. You feel me? Because we all grew up around motherfuckers that went down that road. You feel me? 100%. So what made you not go down that road, bro?
Family, to be honest. I want to represent the family as best as I can.
Yeah.
Well, we have a thing in our family where we plan 3 generations out, you know, so the work that we're doing, it got to be strong enough to be able to take care of our kids, you know, so that type of mindset just keep me focused, you know, making sure that I create something big enough for for the generations after me, you know, so doing the BS and things that can't matriculate to things is not going to, end out well, you know what I mean? So I try to put my time in things that's going to benefit myself, benefit my family, and people around me, you know. So,
Right.
but for me, family is everything, you know.
Right.
I want to represent them the best way. Best as possible.
Okay. So did you grow up with a father?
Yeah, shit, that's my dog.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got a company called Best Freight Transportation. Check them out. You know, every time I come to Detroit, you drive me around and take care of me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And whatever I need. You know what I mean? So he. You know what I mean, good dudes, you know what I mean? Stand up, man, been our life, our whole life. You know, family, we've been in our life, our whole life, you know what I mean? Making
so,
sure
two family household?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good too. Good too. Yeah. Because my mom and pops were never together.
Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't two. I'm sorry, I did not two family household. It was my dad was married to my stepmother. My dad's married to my stepmother. That's for the two family household.
Oh, okay.
She, you know what I mean? She's a great woman, man. Like super great woman. She hold him down a lot. You know.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you know her most of your life.
Yeah. So he was maybe 8, 9 years old or something like that. You know.
Okay. Man, that's good because we as black brothers, bro, we need that male figure growing up. And my son's mom, bro, we be having these little arguments, bro. I tell her, now, ladies, don't be offended. Do not be offended. You feel me? I always said a boy really needs his mom from like 1 to 8, 9. True. After that, there's nothing really you can tell him. You feel me? There's nothing really you can teach him. What you can just teach him little school shit. You cannot teach this boy how to become a man.
True.
No matter how much you try. I mean, do you believe so? Like,
I agree, but on the other side, anybody can learn from anybody. You know what I mean? So just from characteristics, you know what I mean. But just the principle, she definitely can't teach him the ways of a man. You know what I mean? From providing security, things that we're born or bred for. You know what I mean? But just I feel like a woman can educate, men on different things. You know what I mean?
They can, but once a boy starts getting big, if he ain't got his daddy in his life, once a boy starts getting bigger than his mama, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Because I look at this. All right, you seen Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
So you Ricky and Ice Cube, they single mother, right?
Yes, sir.
They was all over the place. Their mom couldn't watch them and you feel me? But Cuba Gooding, his daddy, forgot his dad's name. Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay. Yeah.
Was like, nigga, I'm gonna beat your ass you out there doing that shit. True. And when him and Ice Cube and them was heading to kill the people that killed his brother, fucking Cuba Gooding was just in the back thinking about his daddy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, my dad gonna kick my ass.
True.
Nigga, fucking Ice Cube was not thinking about his mama's spankings, bro.
I agree 100%. I agree for sure.
He was not thinking about what his mama gonna do to him.
You feel me? That's definitely true for sure. I agree 100%.
And a man's presence as a kid, is gonna make you straighten up. Just if a boy can be like, "Mom, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like." But he said that to his daddy. His daddy, what the hell you said to me, boy?
Right.
He gonna straighten that shit up and go. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that's my.
I just said I agree with that 100%. It's just like I feel like it's. Both energies is needed, you know what I mean?
Both. You're right.
The feminine and the masculine is needed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the balance of it, you know what I mean? Because that's what's going to be able to make them make good decisions, because sometimes, us as men, sometimes we do, make some form of mistakes, you know what I mean? And, sometimes the women catch it, next time, you know what I mean? So it's both of them is equally important, to be able to have them, like, it don't matter what's the relationship, because like, I always listen to the African proverb. When you have a kid with somebody, you pretty much married to them forever because you're gonna be tied to them. You married. Real definition of marriage is twining two souls. You know what I mean? Two different people making one person. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some type of ties, some type of energies. Some type of understanding. Together to be able to successfully raise the kids. You know what I mean? So it's gonna have to be. Both parties will have to put the energy in to make sure they right. You know what I mean? The mama have to do a job, daddy gonna do his job. You know what I mean? To do that, the kid gonna be able to make right decisions, be able to keep on, keep the family name and legacy going, because that's what it's about. You want your kid to be, respected when they say their last name. You know what I mean? Like, you come around there like, I'm a Moore. Like, you know what I mean? Come on through. You good. You know what I mean? That's what we live for. You feel me?
Okay. All right. So this is another two question deal. So how did you get your product into Walmart,
Okay.
and how did you make your product kind of stand out from the other thousands of products that are also on the shelves at
Yes, sir,
Walmart?
100%. So we got this is a platform called Range Me.
Yeah.
Range Me is a product for anybody with CPG, commercial packaged goods, that they want to get discovered by larger brands. So we made a platform on Range Me, and Walmart discovered it. So one day Walmart had wrote us out of the blue, like, hey, we want you to submit a product, submit a sample in to us. It's in Bentonville, Arkansas. So at the time, I thought it was just one store. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send it to them. I'll get the feedback. So 2-3 weeks go by. I write them back. Nobody answered. Nobody called. None of that stuff. I'm like, and Walmart trying to steal my dip. You know what I mean? Everything, man. Exactly. I told my wife, man. Like the next day, I said that. They ended up writing me back. They were like, hey, we got good news on your application for Walmart's open call. I didn't know. We applied for anything called open call. Anything. So one of the Jonas brothers came on the Zoom call. He was like, congratulations, you made it. You know what I mean? You won, you won interest for this open call. Everybody all excited, and I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Everybody all like, yeah, we won. I'm like, what we win?
Yeah.
So after the Zoom call, I Googled Walmart's open call, and I see how big a deal it was. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is a huge deal. This can be for something big. So I tell Regina about it. It was like, you got to go down to Bentonville, Arkansas, and pitch for 2 days. At the time, like I told you, I didn't have no cash. You know what I mean? So I had like $124 the time we had to go down there. I ended up getting a hotel room like $60, $70. And one of our homegirls ended up driving us down there because my car was down at the time. One of my homegirls drove us down to Bentonville, Arkansas, like 2 hours away, 3 hours away, stayed in the hotel. We all stayed in the hotel with each other for the 2 days and ended up driving back. We came down there out of 13 applicants. 1,100 was selected to come down to Bentonville, and like 134 got golden tickets, and we was the first people out of that whole class to get on the shelves. You know what I mean? Out of everybody that went to Walmart open class, we were the first one to actually be on Walmart shelves. And it was like 300. First we started at like 7 stores, then they bumped us up to 336 stores. Now we going to Ohio, all of Ohio and all of Michigan as well too. So we're at a few doors around the country.
Man, that's what's up. So how did you make your product stand out? Like, was it like the packaging? Like, I see you got a dope cover on there. You know what I mean?
We got one of the best graphic designers, Expressions in Memphis, Tennessee. They took care of us, man. But how we got the word out there is my wife. My wife has genius level talent when you talk to marketing. You know what I mean? To get like what the consumers want, and and get the relatability for a product to consumer. My wife does great with it. So all of the Facebook things, like the dances and all the other stuff we be doing on there. You know what I mean? She put all that stuff together. Like from newscasting, and just like, she is great. She actually have a marketing company where she's helping new entrepreneurs develop their product as well, showing how to market, develop your product, and put it out there. But that's all my wife. You know what I mean? My wife, she is fucking fantastic with it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man, that's what's up, bro. Yes, and it's crazy too, because I was looking on your page and I see you had the glasses on and you were walking around your store introducing yourself and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, man, keep that up, because y'all can do a vlog, bro.
Man, you know how many ideas we got with this, bro? Like, I ain't gonna lie, we got so many things coming up, man. Between our 5-year plan is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, real deal, bro. Like, year to year, we coming with pressure. You know what I mean? Like, real deal. I'm not playing, bro. Like, we gonna get to every door in America. It's just, just taking it slow so we can do it some more. You feel me?
Okay, so how did you get NFL Chopper? What's it? NFL Chopper?
NLE Chopper?
NLE Chopper and Boosie, right?
Yeah, Boosie.
So they just showed up, or what happened?
Actually, my partner, Grove Hero, man. Shout out to Grove Hero.
Okay.
Man, like, he come down there frequently. Came down there, seen some posts. He come, like, that's my partner. You know what I mean? And he posted about it. Then NLE Chopper's mama came in there and she told him about it. So now he been coming down for like the last maybe 4 or 5 months consistently. He'll pop, and whenever he's in town, he always stop at us first. He get the pancake breakfast. You know, he get food for his mama, his grandma, his family. He come down there, he spend it, and whatever he spend, he tipping that exact amount. You know, so our cashier be running with in every job. Like, hold on, I got him. You know what I mean? He's spending 200. He's giving a $200 tip. You know what I mean? Whatever he spending, he tipping the exact same amounts. You know what I mean? He good-hearted dude, man, and you know, man, really charismatic, and he really care about the people. You know what I mean? So
that's what's up, man.
And Boosie, he came down. He seen everybody posting about us. We've been going viral for like the last 4 or 5 months over our catfish and grits and our spinach artichoke dip. So his baby mama came inside. She from Detroit, but she ended up coming to the restaurant. You know what I mean? And he didn't come in because it was
his baby mama from Detroit.
Yeah.
Who's his baby mama?
Yeah, I'm not sure her name. Right, light skinned chick. You know what I mean? But you know, he had a little baby, probably like 2 months with him. You know what I mean? He had a little baby, but came in. She ordered the food for him. They ordered catfish, shrimp, and grit with some egg rolls. You know what I mean? Show hella love. You know what I mean? Like he cool cat as well. You know what I mean?
Man, NLE Chopper and Boosie come in there. Hey, listen, we're gonna manifest this. So his next person gonna walk into the door. He gonna see the Secret Service and everybody, and Obama gonna pop up out there.
Right. Come on through. I got you again. Come on. I got you. 100%.
Bro, I've heard a lot about you, man.
Right. Let's get it. Come on through. I got you, man.
Come on, Obama. Come to Memphis, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
For real, we both some Midwest people. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know, so what's one of the biggest challenges that you face in the retail market?
Man, exposure and know-how. You know what I mean? Because we started in the local market, but we went to with these big retailers, and nobody want to teach you nothing. Okay. You know what I mean? Everybody expects you to be up to speed. So knowing the languages, you know, people talking about, you know, knowing, you know, the different type of conversations and all the other stuff to stay relevant and so you don't get looked over and passed through was extremely bad challenge. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say bad, it was a tough challenge. And it was like I said, there's a lot of growing pains with it. You know what I mean? So where I said, we came here not knowing nothing. You know what I mean? So we got the whole package done. We follow FDA compliance. We ended up getting a co-packer where they, you know, managing our products, you know, and you know, just learning the whole process, even from the UPCs. All right, so this is game for anybody else that you want to do packaging and you don't know where to go. You get the barcode, you go to GS1, you know, gs1.org, and you can make all this UPC packaging online called GS1. You can get either a single unit for like $50 or you can get 10 of them for like $250. So you got 10 products, you want to release them at time to time, just go on GS1, buy the 10 package unit, you get 10 barcodes, you can release it out whenever you want to.
Man, that's what's up. Y'all heard it, man, so y'all know. So before we wrap it up, man, I got a couple more questions I'm gonna give you, dog, and we can go from there. So what's a guilty pleasure, man, that guilty pleasure food that Chef Flavas loves to eat, but you don't serve at your restaurant?
Filet mignon, beef tartare. I mean, I love beef tartare, man.
I don't even know what beef tartare is.
It's filet mignon, you know, man.
Oh, okay.
It's raw, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a chef, you know what I mean? Like, it's beef, you know, like high quality filet mignon, cut up in, you know, small dices with capers, Oreos, lemon juice, shallots, garlic. You know, you usually serve it with crostinis or quail egg on top of it. It's fucking phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like real deal. And I love a good calamari. You know what I mean? Calamari with some, you know, peppers and some fried peppers and pepperoncinis in there. You know, with a nice aioli, something like that. Man, that's phenomenal, man.
Okay, I gotta try that, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta. You know what I mean? How you eat your steaks cooked?
Medium.
Okay, cool. I say because like you medium well, you go like hell no. You know what I mean? Because it's raw. You know what I mean? Raw steak. You know what I mean? But I ended up trying it my first time in culinary school. You know what I mean? Like our chef thing was like you got to try everything. You know what I mean? And once I tried it, I just became addicted, man. Because it's like creamy, like almost velvety. And once you get out the state that is get out the mind frame that is raw beef, you know what I mean? And you eat it, it's off the chain. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's real good, bro.
Okay.
You're like, hell no.
No, I'm trying it, bro. I'm gonna try, bro. This dude I follow on Instagram. I forgot his name. But he be in the backyard in Alabama somewhere, bro, cooking up everything.
That chicken.
I seen him with a big old bear arm, bro. He said, we cooking this up now. This is good cooking. You feel me? Right. And then, bro, this dude be cooking shark from scratch. I be like,
that's love.
You feel me? So yeah, bro. So what's some of the things some of the foods that you sell in your at your restaurant, and what's one of the top things on the menu, bro? It's something that you want to suggest to people to eat.
Yes, sir. We primarily sell breakfast. We do breakfast and lunch there. Was great down there. Man, pretty much our whole menu was fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we got salmon croquettes, our catfish and grits and shrimp and grits been going viral. For the last 4 months. You know what I mean? We had a real big influencer, Big Tay. His Facebook page is Big Tay Eat. Shout out to him, man. He came down here recently. We normally sell 2 cases of catfish on Saturday. Yeah. Overnight, we went from 2 cases to 7 cases on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like our business grew 300% in the last, every month we top every sales chart we did the last month, and we grew 300% within the last 5-6 months. Nice. You know what I mean? Like it's been absolutely freaking crazy. Just off the catfish and grits and shrimp and grits. But you can go down and get the pancake breakfast. I've heard we got the best pancakes people have ever tried. Omelets are phenomenal. We got a breakfast called the Bartlett breakfast with hash browns and grits, toast, bacon, sausage, and eggs. Our egg rolls. It's gonna be tough for anybody to compete with our egg rolls, because it comes with our spinach artichoke dip in it. And we got chicken, steak, or shrimp, salmon, and you can get all those inside of it. It's extremely memorable flavor profile. Like we coming hard with our egg rolls, so I'm not gonna hold you. But our catfish, you can go on Google, anything, just check around about our catfish. Like we ain't playing. You know what I mean? Like our catfish is top tier, so like I'll put our catfish to anybody in the country. You know what I mean? Anybody real.
I hear that.
Anybody in the country, I'll put our catfish to them. Out in Mississippi, you had your grandma, your auntie. I'll put our catfish to anybody we top it. Man, we coming hard.
And what is Boosie and NLE Chopper usually get when they come to your restaurant?
Boosie is a catfish, shrimp and grits, egg rolls, chicken egg rolls. NLE Chopper normally get pancake breakfast, but he wants his pancakes crispy on the crispier side. You get sauce scrambled eggs, then you get bacon and sausage.
Okay, all right. And then, so we got to get some more rappers from Memphis to come to his store, man.
So they ain't there.
Yo Gotti, man. Pull up, man. Pull the Maybachs up. You feel me? 100%. Come, you know what I mean? Come to Chef Flavas, man. You know what I'm saying?
We got 8-Ball MJG came through there. You know what I mean?
You should have said that when you brought that. Right. 8-Ball and MJG that came through, bro. Oh, snap. Okay.
They're pulling up for sure.
That boy, 8-Ball, he done had some legends pull up, cuz. That's what's up, bro. That means you making noise, you bubbling, bro. Do you wanna bring a store here to Detroit?
It's already in the works. You know what I mean? Like we are.
I'm there.
That's why I'm here now.
I'm there.
We do what we gotta do. So anywhere our goal, anywhere we sell retail products, we'll have a restaurant. So it'll be somewhere within the region. So just being from Detroit, I gotta come. Official for. So look out for it. You feel me?
Okay. And if you could have like a dinner with any chef, dead or alive, who will it be?
Any chef. My mama.
Okay, your mom. Okay. Can I say besides your mom? I can say alive too.
Let's see, any chef. And what? Chef Tony Durden down there in Texas. You know what I mean? Durden's catering. You know what I mean? He's a good chef. You know what I mean? He doing his thing. He representing Detroit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Sit down and chop it up with him. You know what I mean? Just seeing how life is,
What would you rather pick, dinner with Jay-Z or the $500,000?
Hey, I think the money. I was thinking $500,000. I was gonna get a ticket to go see him. I'm straight. You know what I mean? I get VIP. You know what I mean? Say $2,000. You know what I mean? I'm straight.
Even if they got that filet, even if Jay said, I got the filet mignon.
I got the ideas. I don't need it for nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm straight. I know what to do. You know what I mean? You put that money in my pocket, I'm running. You know what I mean? That's it.
Okay, all right, okay. What's an unusual ingredients you've discovered in your cooking that that listeners might not know about?
All right. Ask that one more time, brother.
What's an unusual ingredient you discovered and incorporated into your cooking that listeners might not know about?
Saffron. Saffron has been an ingredient when I was coming up. I didn't understand why it was so expensive, why people really use it. But the aromatics work really well with soft food, with white fish or things of that nature. And I have appreciation from it because saffron is picked by hand. There's no machine that can go through through the leaves to be able to pick saffron. That's the reason why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And when you want to make yellow rice or whatnot, you want to have a orange or a yellow hue, you'll put the saffron in there for the color frame. Then you can turn whatever food dish you want to have that color. So you want to do a yellow rice or a yellow mashed potato, or you can do anything with a yellow or orange hue. It just add more saffron in there, and it can be able to be used interchanged a lot of different ways.
Okay. So where can our listeners find you, bro, on social media and whatnot?
Yes, sir. Everything is Chef Flavas. It's Chef ChefFlavas. If you Google it, you'll see everything my wife and I have been doing and how we've been trying to make an impact and growing our business. And we invite y'all to follow us on any social media platform, Chef Flavas, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can add me on Facebook, Chris Moore, but it's Chef Flavas, and we got some good things in store for everybody.
Okay. So anything in the future you want to tell?
Just look out for us. We got a lot of partnerships we just started a partnership with Kroger in the Delta Division. So Tennessee, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi. We started that on October the 2nd. And like I stated before, we'll be in all Walmarts in Michigan and Ohio, October the 27th. So on the 27th, go to all your Walmarts and sell us out. I've been fighting for 3 years to come to Michigan, and we finally here. So I'm thankful for everybody's support, and I'm ready to service y'all and see how y'all feel about Chef Flavas spinach artichoke dip.
Man, I can't wait to see, man, what you'll do in the future, man. Because I know, man, I told him, man, if he ain't a millionaire already, man, he gonna be one real soon. Because this shit is, man, it's popping. And before we go, I'm gonna try his artichoke dip and rate it for y'all, man, so y'all can go buy it and look on his website, and you can buy it off his website. Or if you in Memphis, you can go right to his restaurant and grab it. You know what I mean? So I'm about to go. He gave me some. I'm about to go grab it. I got a tortilla chip somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm gonna share it with y'all. Hold on. Right. All right.
That's right. It's good warm. Good cold. It's the best warm.
It's the best warm. Okay.
It's still gonna be fine either way.
All right, man. Chef Flavas right here, man. I'm trying to. You know what I mean? He got the hemp ones too. You still sell the hemp?
We don't do the hemp.
Oh, you don't do the hemp?
We don't do the hemp no more. We digress just because time. You know what I mean? It's kind of something
happening. Man, hey, yo, I give it a 20. You know what I'm saying? I give it a 20. It ain't a 10. I give it a 20, man. Yeah. Man, it's off the chain, man.
Appreciate that, brother. I've been making that for about 15 years, right, man.
15 years?
Yeah, I'm glad it's able to come to fruition.
So yeah, my dog from Detroit, Mumford High School, he came with his famous dip right here, his famous artichoke dip. And he has more to come for y'all, man. So like I said, if y'all in Memphis, stop at his store, Chef Flavas, man. And like I said, man, next time he in the D, man, I hope you pull up on me and we can chop 100%. Some more game, dog.
100%,
so
man.
yeah.
Love, man. Appreciate everything.
So like I said, man, Thanks for coming to the Poe Report, and thanks for tuning in, y'all. Till next time, dog.
100%.
My God.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.